Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. So we're on the daily chart and we've discussed this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave structure that we have ongoing, and potentially we're looking for the bottom right now. Hopefully this correction doesn't continue further, even though I like buying altcoins at cheaper prices. You know, if we get more discounts, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong, but it looks like this is a good level for Moonriver to bottom at. This is close to our November 2023 resistance, where we did consolidate for a bit before having that massive move to the upside. So we're just retesting this previous support, or previous resistance I should say, as support, and if we end up consolidating here for a bit, that wouldn't be too much of an issue in my opinion. We could even have maybe some sort of a relief rally into September, October with a subsequent correction, maybe even as low as right now $6-7 once again, or we could print a higher low down the line. But that's just speculation at this point. We want to see a bottoming structure for this, so maybe some sort of a reversal pattern on the 4 hourly, but this is the daily of course. Maybe we have a nice double bottom pattern. Yeah, so where the price would create a double bottom and a move to the upside, or maybe we have a short term, like a small falling wedge somewhere, where we'd have this sort of a pattern where we get closer to the apex of a triangle and then we have a massive breakout. It would depend. Sometimes we just have a V-shaped recovery, so we have a massive relief rally immediately and then we run into the next resistance below our resistance that we had here in June, and then we have another move to the downside. I don't think it's going to be, you know, one straight move to the upside like it was here, even though that I did enjoy that of course, but I don't think it's going to play out like that every single time. And as always, we have to be patient. If I take a look at this Fibonacci retracement here, we took the top in December 2023 and the bottom in August 2023. Right now we're close to the 786. That is going to be our support level for now, the 0.786 at $5.94. And if we end up consolidating above that level, like I said, that would only be a good sign of us retesting this previous resistance. We're grabbing some liquidity from that area, and then we're getting ready for the next leg up, maybe with a double bottom pattern in August, or sorry, in October. We might have another move back down into this golden support block. Maybe we just retest the top of the block and then continue to the upside, like I already mentioned. But what's important is that we are not close to our August 2023 low. GLMR is already losing that support level, which is negative. I'm not gonna lie, that is negative. But Moonriver is performing much better. We broke above our August 2022 high. We consolidated above that level for a bit, but then of course we ended up correcting. So what we need to do right here is we need to print a higher low, and then with the next move to the upside, probably by the end of this year, we want to be breaking above this level here at $45, which was our top in December. Because obviously an uptrend requires higher highs and higher lows. So we have a low right now. Hopefully we're printing a higher low, and then the next time around we're going to print a higher high. Now where can this higher high take us? What we can do is we can add a Fibonacci retracement. So we take the presumed bottom that we have right now. Maybe we go a little lower than that, who knows, but for now we'll just assume this is our local bottom, and then we have our top in December 2023. So the 1.618 here is telling us that we could be targeting $146. Of course, for that we need to first break above $46 here. Once we start breaking above that, then we can start targeting the 1.272, the 1.414, and then the 1.618. Because you can't sit here at $7 right now and say we're looking at 145. That's not how it works. Once you start breaking resistance levels, then you have more targets to the upside. Once you start losing support levels, you'll have more targets to the downside. So for now, we're looking to consolidate. We're looking to secure ourselves in this golden block. And then if we start dropping lower, of course, no one's saying it's not possible. We could end up coming back down to our August 2023 values. Of course, that's not something desirable because we do want to adhere to an uptrend, but be ready for any situation. And again, these are very good prices for you to be getting into the project, especially if you were buying during this massive pump in December. If you manage to grab some coins above $20, make sure to dollar cost average and bring down your average price basically by buying in lower. Let's switch over to the weekly chart now. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. So we're on the weekly, and you can see we have a pretty significant block in the middle here between $11.18 all the way down to $8.82. So this is based on multiple touches that we had even back in 2022. You can see we retested the upper level of the block multiple times as both support and resistance. As you can see over here, we have another touch as support over there in April 2024, and then at the bottom section of the block we also have been back testing it as resistance on multiple occasions and as well as support here. Now we clearly lost the block, and what we could be expecting, for example, in a negative scenario is a retracement, a back test of resistance, and then a move down. We could even come back up as high as $11.39, and then we could continue this downtrend, because right now we are in a downtrend until we find a nice bottoming structure. On this Fibonacci, we are targeting at least $134. That would be the 2.272. So what we did is we took the low from October 2023 and the top from August 2022. And then we have our 2.272 at $134. In my opinion, generally speaking, $150 to $200 is a safe bet for Moonriver. And then if we have a massive expansion of the Polkadot ecosystem after the Polkadot 2.0 update, then of course more demand will arise, and coins like GLMR, Moonriver, Kusama, and Polkadex, all of those will have more demand, more volume, which means more money for us, the token holders. Until that, we can't really assume that we're going to be going past $200, because I think that's going to be around $2 billion. I think 150 is going to be around $2 billion market cap, which is doable, especially during a peak of a bull market during an alt season. That's doable. You know, we could just have a nice quick peak and then crash down. So make sure you have your sell limit orders ready and set to go. But if you're expecting Moonriver to go back up to $500 just because that's where you bought in 3 years ago, or just because that, you know, sounds like a nice price to sell at, that's not how the charts work. You have to adapt to what's happening here. You have to understand that the circulating supply has increased since 2021. So for us to come back up to those same prices per coin, we are required to have a much higher market cap in total, because the market cap here wasn't sitting even at $1 billion, I believe, when we were sitting at 500. At 500, maybe it was around $1 billion, but the point is the market cap is going to be much higher because the supply of tokens has increased. And as you can see, clear downtrend here on the weekly, lower lows, lower highs. We're back testing the 20 EMA as resistance like we did here in June, and then the 10 EMA, which is the blue EMA here, we're back testing that as resistance as well. Once we flip And once we get back above the EMAs here, once we start bouncing off of them as support, once we have the bullish cross on the weekly once again, that is going to be your signal of continuation. So far, Bitcoin is holding its own very nicely. We're just waiting for this whole thing to play out with Trump and Biden. Obviously, the election is going to be happening in November. So election year is usually a very bullish year, and we're expecting a very bullish fourth quarter of 2024. Until then, make sure to capitalize on all of the corrections. Make sure to dollar cost average where you can. If we take a look at the stochastic here for Moonriver, we can see that we are very close to our August and September 2023 values and to our May 2023 values. So this equals a good buying opportunity purely on previous historic data. And you can see in September 2023, the RSI was slightly lower than we are right now. However, that does not mean that this isn't a good buying opportunity. We got super overextended here in December 2023. So right now we're looking at a very good sweet spot here to enter. Also, the amount of wallets created on the Moonriver chain has increased to, I believe, around 1 million, almost 1 million wallets. And that is a much higher amount than what we saw here in December 2023, because here we were sitting at 500,000 wallets. Then it drastically dropped to 50,000 wallets. And while we are in this downtrend, the amount of new wallets, the new holders have increased essentially. So that's really, really good. That shows that this is not a dead project, obviously, and the price action doesn't always reflect the on-chain data. But that's pretty much it from me. I don't want to drag this on for too long. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what are your expectations from Moonriver in this bull market. Stay safe and take care.